How much do you want?
Great.
Whatever you want. We have all the time of the world. Even if you call Wixie to come here, we are very happy to wait. Yeah.
We love Paul.
Yeah.
Look at all this. Look. So,
Yeah,
Wow.
Oasis. Yeah.
Yeah.
you want this one first?
Okay.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
that's
picture
you and
of
Liam.
You and Liam. Yes.
I was very, very young.
Please
Well-
close. Up,
A little up.
a little up.
Yeah. That's fine.
Do you remember the year, the location?
That was Sheffield Arena,
Oh, Sheffield Arena.
1995.
Five?
Yeah, that probably is April '95. The first time they play in arena, right? Sheffield.
I was thin then.
Yeah.
Look, I was thin. Look, you have to remember I was thin.
It's a nice picture.
Yeah.
Nice pic, eh?
That's an iconic gig, the Sheffield Arena one.
I have lots of these.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's wristbands for backstage parties. Yeah. Perfect. Oh, cool.
Hang on, let's see what's in the bag. Let's look in the bag. This.
Uh-huh.
This
A
is
tour book?
95. It's a tour book.
Yeah. Okay.
95 US tour book. Can you see
Okay.
that?
Yeah. We see that. Amazing.
Do you have any idea of how many gigs have you been, Oasis gigs?
Oh, I tell you, too many. Too many.
Yeah.
Um,
Lucky you.
This is the storyboard for
Oh,
Shaker maker?
Shake and Make a video.
Shaker Maker.
Yeah.
This is the storyboard for Shaker Maker
Cool.
that I've had under my bed for
Yeah.
years,
Yeah, that's amazing.
and I've
Really?
had it
How did you get that?
because it was under Paul's bed for years. But I've had it framed to preserve it because what you can't see, I don't think, on the video is underneath each of the
Images,
photographs,
yeah.
this like pencil.
Text.
Hang on, let me see if I can do it.
Yeah, something. It's describing the scene, I think, right?
So it describes what the intention was.
Yeah. Oh my God.
This is the platinum.
Yeah. What's the story Morning Glories? Triple.
That's
Platinum,
the-
probably. Yeah?
Yeah, it's for what's the story Morning Glory. This is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8 platinum.
8. Wow. Amazing.
Wow.
These are all from Paul, right? Or
Yeah.
he has something on his own.
Well, no, this is the one he gave me.
Okay.
I'm surprised there's no dogs been involved so far. Look, so there's this one.
Oh yeah.
This
That's
pic
classic.
is amazing. I love this
That's-
pic.
Yeah.
There's one,
You-
there's one
yeah.
up there. I don't know if you
I
can see
love. Wow.
these ones.
Yeah. That's
It's
not.
a little museum, eh?
Oh, that shot is Jill Furmanowski, right from the Visual sessions, I think.
Yeah, they're all gels.
Yeah.
Hang on. Hang
Oh,
on.
Yeah. That's also on the Jill Furmanowski book. I remember that picture.
This one.
Yeah. Great picture.
There's this one. Hang on.
Yeah. That's classic. Always in it.
Hang on.
You have a museum in your house.
Yeah.
Hang on. I have to move things because I have arcade.
Yeah, okay.
Right, close. Arcade.
Hello. What?
No, that's
Oh, that's Paul.
That's Paul. Yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw that picture, I think. Beautiful
Yeah.
picture. Black and white, right?
Yeah, that's one of my favourites. Oh, and this one is my favourite. Hang on. This one is my favourite. That's a definitely maybe.
Golden disc.
Silver disc.
Silver.
Silver
Yeah.
disc.
The first disc he ever got,
Yeah.
and he gave it to me.
Perfect.
Nice.
Amazing.
Because that's what a good big brother does. So, do you remember? Hang on. I don't know if you can see this. Do you remember the? Oh, that's not working.
From the Live Forever video.
Oh, yeah. Do you remember the Live Forever video? I've got the
Yeah, they are burying Tony McCarroll, right?
yeah. So that's a photograph of the Live Forever
Of the moment.
video.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
That's
Classic shot.
they are doing future at that time.
Exactly. But I have somewhere I got the sunglasses that he wore on that Liam wore on when he was sat on the chair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And the Live Forever video. Yeah.
See?
Oh.
This is one of my many letters to Paul when I sent them when I was a.
Yeah.
This is somebody that sent a photograph to Paul.
A drawing. Oh, that's
Drawing.
Yeah,
The
that's-
child sent that. This is one of the postcards. This is one of the postcards Paul sent to me when he was in San Francisco.
San Francisco.
This was
Cigarettes and alcohol. Yeah.
The postcard. Oh.
this was in New York.
Okay.
There you go. The rain.
The boardwalk.
Rain.
Oh, the
Oh.
rain.
You see that?
Yeah.
Wow.
But it says rain. Right?
Yeah, it just says rain.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Is it from 1993? 92?
Sunday, 1991, probably. April or something.
Hang on. There you go.
Sunday.
Sunday was a local band night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Cool.
Okay, I don't know how to break that down. Hang on. What was it like? I'll take what was it like first. It was amazing to see my brother go from being like 2 men and a dog to 80,000 people. That was
Imagine
phenomenal.
that. Yeah.
and I loved it. And I always believed in them. I always thought that they were going to be something.
Yeah.
And I did all of the selling tickets and fly posting and putting posters everywhere, and I did all of that. That was my first. So I work in communications and marketing, and that was my first communications and marketing job.
Good job, yeah.
So I take that as a success.
Yeah, perfect.
I should put it on my CV, really, shouldn't I?
Really? Yeah.
Yes.
But it was wonderful. It was wonderful. But there's a dark side to it. Not a dark side. That's wrong. There's a worrying side to it, because you're always frightened, actually.
Yeah.
Because when people are famous, and I hate the word fame. I don't like the word. I don't like the idea of fame.
Yeah.
But when people are famous, someone always wants to take a pop at them.
Yeah.
So they want to have, they want to attack them, or they want to do something. And I remember there were times when Liam would be walking down the street, and somebody would be paid to jump out of a bush and punch him in the face.
Really?
So that the person across the road could take a photograph, so that they could put that in the paper.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I hated all of that stuff.
Yeah.
And I didn't want my brother to be part of that stuff.
Yeah.
And Paul was always, he always stood at the back. He was always like, he always covered his face. He was always
low profile. Yeah.
He was always shy, and he didn't do interviews, and he didn't do, he was not Liam, he was not Noel, he was always shy. But it always worried me that because he was part of that thing, that somebody would hurt him. And he's my big brother, and I don't want anyone to hurt him. But they were all, I felt like I grew up with them all. They were all my brothers. And I didn't want them to hurt anyone. If someone hurts Liam, it hurts me. So I don't know. I was always worried about them all.
Okay. But what about that?
I'm a bit of a wuss, really. So when they travelled, when they went to America, I would always write to Paul I would write to him every couple of days. But because I felt bad for them, because the other boys didn't have little sisters, I would write to them all.
Yeah.
And so I'd send them all a letter. I didn't know what to say to some of them. I was like, I don't know. I'll just write. But I'd write them all letters, because I just think I always thought every boy needs a little sister.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Every girl needs a big brother. That's how I work.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So,
what about the free drinks when you enter a bar? The people offer you free drinks for being Wix's sister?
Only when I went to a gig, yeah.
I imagine that. Yeah.
When I went to a gig, yeah. And when I went to Nebworth was the best gig, because I walked into Nebworth. They had a free gin and tonic bar.
Yeah.
Happy days. But also they had a Skate Electric. Do you remember Skate Electrics?
Yeah.
Yes, the game.
The
Yes,
game.
the games with the cars, no?
Yeah. I got there. I ordered a gin and tonic. Looked at the Skate Electric. Jarvis Cocker
Yeah.
wanted to play Skate Electrics. I was like, happy days.
Yeah, totally.
2 hours. Me and Jarv playing Skate Electrics. He won.
Yeah.
I lost. I didn't care. Yeah. I was happy with that. Yes.
Apart from Jarvis.
Apart from the
Lovely job.
Okay.
Apart from the lovely job. The most lovely person I got to meet, apart from Jarv and lovely Steve White,
Yeah.
possibly the loveliest person I got to meet was Johnny Depp.
Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
Wow.
He's a nice guy.
Lovely man. Was a lovely man.
Yeah.
And very polite, and he went and bought my drink and brought it to he was very lovely. Johnny
Did you
Depp.
know him? Did you know him in the Be Here Now era?
It was at Nebworth. It was at Nebworth.
And that's all. Oh,
Oh, network. Yeah.
yeah.
When he was, I think it was when he was dating
Kate Moss. Yeah.
Kate Moss. I think
Probably.
it was,
Yeah.
Right, I'll get to-
Oh, that camera. That video camera was the one used by Liam on the Word, right?
the word, yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's exciting. Yeah. Amazing.
This is the Holy Grail, eh?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Mary McGuigan. You're listening to Whatever Oasis podcast in Español.